Hello everyone, this is Balaji KS signing in for Brain Smart Labs. First of all, I need to thank you all for subscribing to our online content on SQL. In today's software industry, developers will be asked to work both on front end and back end, the two on all layers.
Oh really?
Such kind of developers who can work both on front end and back end are known as full stack developers. Believe it or not, there is so much demand for full stack developers these days. If you are not one among them, think your job is at risk.
Uh-oh.
Now you only tell me, why will a company hire you if you just know one language or one technology?
That is correct.
If you just know one language or one technology today, ಸತ್ಯವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಕಂಪನಿಲೂ ಮೂಸ್ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ. As a developer today, you may have to learn both front-end technologies and back-end technologies. Before 2014, things were very different. If you knew only core Java and database back then, you would have survived in the whole software industry and you would have got nearly 40 to 50,000 salary, that too on a monthly basis.
Oh really?
But today, if you know only that much, company kasa takako bidalla. Hoyo, then what we have to learn to get selected to a company? Everything. You should be more versatile and less conservative with respect to your programming skill set. Just to clear a simple interview as a software developer today, you may have to go through in all these technologies. In the back end, you need to be thorough with at least one language which is based on OOPS. For this, every interviewer today will ask you questions related to core Java. Reason is simple. As a senior software developer in a company, his knowledge will be only limited to core Java. Some startups may prefer asking you questions related to Python, but if you know core Java completely, trust me, you can master Python language in just 1 week.
Yes!
Take that from me. Next, to build an application, you should be perfect with at least one database. In databases, there are many vendors like Oracle, MySQL, SQLite, etc. Anything you learn, you can manage with the other easily as all are one and the same.
Okay.
Hardly 5% of the changes will be there between vendor to vendor as all vendors today have implemented the SQL standard.
That is correct.
Coming to the front end, as a software developer, you should know some basic designing skills which are mandatory in today's software industry. For this, learning HTML and CSS in depth is a must. In depth means not what they teach you in college. That is not even 5% of what we use in all companies. In depth here means from end to end. It also includes some basic web designing skills.
Okay.
Coming towards JavaScript, it is the most hot moving topic today in the field of UI. As a developer, you should be thorough in using JavaScript and its frameworks like AngularJS, Node.js, React.js, etc.
Oh really?
But here there is a catch. To thoroughly understand these frameworks which are actually hot moving today, you cannot just jump into these frameworks directly.
Oh no.
If you aim to be a software developer, you always should learn everything step by step. Step by step, what do you mean by that? It means first you have to learn HTML and then you have to learn CSS, the two from end to end. Now here, learn some basic UI designing skills and then practice with some basic JavaScript code that will fit to your current web page design. The day when you finish learning basic JavaScript, it's time you start learning advanced JavaScript like Ajax and jQuery, and in the end, learn any of the following frameworks for you to have a complete knowledge on what you will be working tomorrow. But bro, how can we learn all these things in our last semester or when we are out of college? We also have to start searching for jobs, right? I 100% know you can't. That is the reason why I advise all my students to learn everything little by little while you're in college.
That is correct.
By the time you finish your degree, if you are thorough with basics like Java, database, HTML and CSS, after you come out of college, you can completely focus on frameworks like AngularJS, Node.js, React.js for you to get a job instantly.
Okay.
Please understand, the more you know, the better opportunities you will have. Okay Guru, but how it is related to today's class on database? Is there any link? ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ? Link ಇದೆ. There is always a link. The trend for the database back in the early 90s was so peak Till today, it is playing a vital role in a company's software development lifecycle.
That is correct.
A software developer has to go through all concepts of database today if he has to retain his job.
Ooh.
This is the main reason why we are dedicating a complete full-fledged series on database. Guru, ಅವಾಗಿಂದ database ಅಂತ ಅರಚ್ಕೊಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. What do you mean by database? If you are asking me a question, what is a database? A database is a software present inside of a computer which helps a user to store and to organize his data. Okay, a database is a software used to store and organize data, but how do you define a data? Well, if you are asking me the definition for the data, any valuable information which needs to be stored by a user for his or her future reference can be termed as the data. You know valuable information now. Valuable in the sense? Any information in any enterprise is termed as valuable. Take a hospital for example. Consider a hospital where lots and lots of patients will be coming and going every day. As a hospital management, it is responsible as an enterprise for them to maintain proper records of all patients in the form of patient records. These patient records for a hospital are considered as valuable information and they term this piece of information as the data. Consider a school anywhere in India. A school has many students inside and its staff has to maintain a complete progress report of all students present. The academic records of all students piles up ledger together and these academic records are a set of valuable information for the school management. Now these valuable information that are academic records of the students will be termed as the data by our school management. Consider a bank where millions of customers will be doing their transactions every day. If you analyze these transaction records inside a bank, it will go in millions of lines in their ledger books. These transaction records are very much valuable for a bank and at any cost they cannot afford to discard it. Such valuable information wherein the banks will not afford to discard any record any time can be termed as the data. Back in the early Stone Age, the data mentioned above used to be stored on tree barks or papyrus to pass on the information from one generation to another.
Okay.
Later people started using papers, books and ledgers to store all these information till our pre-modern era which was hardly 30 years ago.
Wow.
That and all were old zamana.
Oh, really?
In the modern era today, people use sophisticated softwares known as database wherein they store data in something called as tables which in turn contains many rows and columns in an organized fashion. Wow, super Guru! ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಡೇಟಾ ಮತ್ತು ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. Now my question is, why these database softwares are made? What all we can do with it? Overall, in any database software, you can do only 4 operations. You know, bari 4 operations. Astena? Yes, only 4 database operations. I know you will be shocked to hear this, but to know what these 4 operations are, take a look over here.
4 operations in a database.
The database majorly allows you to perform 4 different operations. Number 1, create a new record inside a table. Number 2, read any old records present in a table. Number 3, update any old records present in a table. And number 4, delete any old records permanently from the table. In the early stages of database, to manage the all 4 operations, that is create, read, update and delete, a software by name Database Management System was used. In short, it was famously known as RDBMS. You might have heard this from your uncle or your auntie that they were working on DBMS before.
Ooh.
At that time, you might have thought they were doing some crazy rocket science stuff and that's why they were getting 50,000 salary. Bullshit. All they were doing was store the data in the forms of tables, rows and columns. Aste. For that, companies back then used to pay huge salaries.
Oh, really?
But the DBMS software then had a major issue. You could not link one table with the other, which used to result in huge duplication of data.
Oh, no.
As the amount of duplications increased, many programmers felt it was too redundant and they decided to come up with a solution for them to avoid this redundant duplication of data. The solution was to link one column of one table with a similar column of another table. By linking these columns on different tables, duplicate data which used to repeat in many columns started to repeat in only one column. This reduced data redundancy to a peak, and the software here came to be known as Relational Database Management System, in short known as RDBMS. The RDBMS system was very famous thereafter, and till today we are using the same methodology to store all our enterprise data.
Okay.
You need not worry on how these tables were linked to one another, as I will be covering each and every topic for you to understand in my current database series. Now before starting with everything, I need to teach you how to install a database inside your computer.
Okay.
For all my examples till the end, I will be using Oracle 11G Student Edition. You know, Oracle But Guru, in most of the IT companies, they are using databases like MySQL and SQLite. Alva. Now why are you teaching us Oracle? Teach us MySQL, no? I knew you would ask me this question. Oracle is the most widely used enterprise database today. It is very efficient and at the same time, it is very expensive to use. Many of the enterprise projects directly go with Oracle because they don't worry about the cost, as they only worry about performance.
That is correct.
But if your project is less complex, they prefer to use MySQL, as MySQL to an extent is completely free. Fun fact is, when Oracle took over Sun Microsystems, both MySQL database and Java language became a part and parcel of Oracle.
Okay.
Suppose if you are working on any cloud-based project tomorrow, you will be using one more database called as MongoDB, which is also known as NoSQL. This is completely a different database altogether, but one thing today I can promise you. All these languages uses SQL syntax, which is the main standard, with a few changes here and there.
Oh, really?
If you learn how to work with Oracle today, tomorrow you will be completely ready to work with MySQL. In the same way, if you learn how to work with MySQL, tomorrow you will be completely ready to work with other databases like SQLite, which is used in all Android application development today.
Oh, really?
So my kind advice to you is start learning Oracle just to build your fundamentals.
Okay.
Tomorrow, if you are strong with Oracle, you can shift to any database in the world within no time. Please do not worry what will happen tomorrow if you learn this today.
That is correct.
All are one and the same, which uses the same SQL fundamentals. Just chill, relax and start learning SQL using Oracle database.
Okay.
Trust me today and tomorrow you will definitely succeed. It's my promise.
Installation of Oracle database.
Go to Google and inside it, start typing the text Oracle Database Student. Click on the link which is on top and enter the Oracle website. The following page contains download links for us to download the Oracle database. This version here can be initially used for free for any number of days, as it is a version prescribed by Oracle for educational purposes. Now click on the download button on top, and here in this page you can find various versions of Oracle downloadable files for different operating systems. Accept the license agreement for the following and choose any suitable download file for your operating system. The following link will lead you to a registration page where you have to register yourself as a student by pressing the button Create Account. Once you finish all the formalities thoroughly, enter your registered username and password for you to start downloading the Oracle database installation file. Please make sure that you have entered a valid username and a password after you create an account with Oracle, as creating an account is a mandatory thing to do to download this file. Now press the sign in button here below and there you go. You have successfully started downloading the Oracle database. Congratulations! Once you finish downloading the Oracle database, we have to now start the steps for database installation. Make sure the downloading of our file is complete, and now go to the folder location where the downloaded file is currently present. Unzip the file using a suitable software and extract its content to the same location. Go to the folder by name disk1 over here, and inside this you will find the setup file for our Oracle database to the right. Double click the file over here and start installing the Oracle software onto your PC by using the world famous method of clicking next, next and next. Wait, this is a very important part. Please don't miss anything or do anything stupid over here. Follow my instructions and do what I tell. Don't give any random password on your own in this location. This password is very important, as we will be using the same password everywhere in all layers of your application programming.
Oh, really?
If you forget what you have given here, that's it. God only should save you. That's why do not give any random password like your doggy name, girlfriend name or your ex-girlfriend name over here, as tomorrow you might forget them, but you cannot afford to lose this password what we have typed over here. Type in the password here as TIGER tiger. I repeat, it's TIGER tiger, all letters in lowercase alphabets. Confirm the password by entering the same and kaboom. Click the next button one more time for the installation process to start instantly. This process might take some time, somewhere around 5 to 10 minutes depending on the speed of your computer. Once all the installation is done over here, press the finish button to exit your screen. With this, we have successfully finished the installation part of our Oracle database. Now here comes a very important part, which is the configuration. Do not neglect this configuration, as it is very important.
Configuring the Oracle database.
On your desktop, click on the shortcut icon what you have received after installation. This will open a portal for Oracle database on your web browser. Click on the Application Express button, and inside this you have to enter the following username and password. Type in the username as system, where everything is in capital letters. Type in the password as TIGER tiger, all in lowercase, and there you go. Click the login button for you to reach the home page of your Application Express, where we now start configuring things. Go to create new database user, and for the database username, type in the name as BrainSmart, where every letter is in caps. Don't try to be over smart over here by giving some random name as you like. Tomorrow we are going to link your database with a Java application or your JavaScript node based application. So my kind advice to you is follow the same username and password standard what I am following.
Okay.
Tomorrow if you don't get any output because of these minor configuration mistakes, don't blame me. Arthaita? Guru, from that time you are teaching only how to install, how to configure, etc. Where is SQL? Where are our tables? Alle nivella edvodu. Configuration is the first basic step we have to take before starting anything in programming.
That is correct.
Especially in SQL. All configurations what I am teaching must be intact and same to same. As a software developer, you will be writing applications, and to write any application, you need to have a solid database architecture for you to store the data which is coming from the users. The settings done here, let it be a port number or your username or your password, everything will be used there till the end. As a developer, you will try here and there and somehow get the output, because your project manager will be pinching you from the back. But as a student, no one will be there to pinch you, and if you get some silly error, you will run away shouting, SQL is difficult, SQL is difficult. Now what to do? It is my karma to teach you in this depth, warn you at every stage as a teacher, for you to keep a constant interest in the subject.
Oh, really?
Okay. Why waste time giving you both? Let us continue in configuring our database. After typing the database name as BrainSmart, everything in caps, it's time for you to type the Application Express username. Type the username as anything, you can give your name also, no problem. But in the password section, Type the password in here as TIGER tiger, all letters in lowercase alphabets.
Okay.
Confirm the password here as TIGER one more time and press the button Create Workspace, which is to your right. You see, you getting a message which says you have successfully created a workspace. Congratulations! That's it. Now all configurations have been done. We have successfully created a database workspace whose name is BrainSmart in caps. The username for this workspace is the username what we give, and the password for this workspace is Tiger, which is a common password for all. If you succeed in login on this page, it means you have done the entire configuration right without committing any mistakes. After verifying all our configurations, it is time we start to create our first SQL table. Go to our start menu and inside this, go to our command prompt, which is a typical MS-DOS style window. Here inside the command prompt, type SQL plus without any space in between. Now as you press the key enter, your SQL plus application will start and it will ask for the credentials like your username and your password. Enter your workspace name as your username, that is BrainSmart in caps, and enter your password here as Tiger, which is a common password for all. Once you press enter, you will be connected to Oracle database, and here you are completely ready to start typing your code on a special SQL prompt as seen over here. From here on, make sure you type anything and everything in capital letters, as usage of capital letters in SQL for any application is an industry standard convention. Type the code here as create table chit underscore chat underscore corner and press enter to come down to the next line. In the second line, open the small parenthesis and again press enter to come down to the third line. Type in serial number, which is your first column name, and after giving a space, type in the data type as number of size 2. Make sure you type a comma before you enter the next line. Type in the next column name as chat name, and for this, describe the data type as varchar2 of size numerical 20. The next column name here will be price in rupees, where each word in this name is separated by an underscore. The data type of this column will be described as number of size 3, and here comma is not necessary as this is the last column in our table. Enter the next line to end the parenthesis, and here end the statement with a semicolon. Press enter, and as you can see, a new table is created inside your database which fits the above table description. Once you finish creating the table, it is nice to see and verify what is there inside it. So let us type the query in as select star from chitchat corner, end the statement with a semicolon and press enter. Kaboom! You see, the result says no rows are selected, which means there is no data inside our table. What, Guru? You had promised to show us the table in SQL. Now we are getting nothing as our output. Where is the table? Le Gubaldo. We both know we created the table just now. We also know that we have not inserted any data into it. How the hell can you see the data without inserting, man? Yen Akash din Guduratta result. Okay. Without inserting the values, is there any way for us to see or feel the table? Yes, you can definitely view our created table by typing the describe command. Take a look. In your SQL prompt, if you type in DESC space chitchat corner and end the statement with a semicolon, the table will be described inside the SQL Plus window in the following way. See, your table is having 3 columns defined by you during the table declaration. Now after describing and confirming the table's existence, it is time to start inserting data into your table. To add data into our table, we specifically use the insert command that I am going to show. Type the following command inside your SQL prompt as it is without committing any mistake. Insert space into space chitchat corner and press enter. Now type values, open a small parenthesis and here start typing 01, comma pani puri in single quotes, comma 18 and close the parenthesis. Don't forget to close the statement with a semicolon and after that press enter. Kaboom! You have successfully inserted one row of data into our table. Now using the same insert command, we have to add a few more rows into our table as shown over here. Let us now insert the details of Masal Puri into our table Chit Chat corner. Now let us insert the details of Bel Puri into our table Chit Chat corner. Last but not the least, let us insert the details of Sev Puri into our table Chit Chat corner. Once you feel all the rows in your table have been added, it's time for you to view the data present inside our table. And to do that, we type in select space star space from space chitchat corner, end the statement with a semicolon and press enter. Kaboom! The data you have added using all the insert statements have been successfully executed and the table is now showing all data for you. Congratulations! Once you finish working with your database, it's a common practice in the industry to exit the database safely by typing exit. And that brings me to the end of this session 01, your first SQL query. More about tables and queries you wrote today, you will be seeing in the next chapter, autopsy of your first SQL table. Do text us your doubts on WhatsApp if you have any so that we can solve it for you. Remember, you understanding the subject is our topmost priority. Do refer your friends to buy this series on our website www.brainsmartlabs.com, which helps us in bringing more and more videos for you. Until then, this is Balaji Kyas signing out, and you know what to do. Muchkond code madi. Alla, muchkond query madi. Bye bye.